So today we'll be talking about bullying in choosing career. We have a lot of factors. We have a lot, growing up and you're listening to voices. Growing up, your parents trying to tell you how to live your life. Growing up, you're filled with, different ideology on what you want to be. All these things can be classified as bullying in choosing, because at the point you get confused and you don't know your left from your right. So today we'll be talking about it, and I hope as you follow us on this journey, you will learn one or two things that will help you make an informed decision. Welcome back to our amazing podcast. Of course, you know us. We are your pilots driving you on this.
Our pilots today.
Today we're every day falls with another thing. If you stick to you one note. Variety in spite of life. Mm-hmm. All right. Okay, welcome back to another edition of your favorite podcasts. My name's Remain and with me I have Angel and Cynthia. Like I said, we will be flying you on an airplane today.
Hi guys, it's good to be back.
Hello, people. All right. So, when we talk about bullying in career path, what comes to mind? Cynthia, what comes to mind? What do you think?
Bullying in choosing your career.
Yes.
What comes to mind? Well, the first thing that comes to mind is the pressure that comes with you choosing a career. All the circumstances surrounding your deciding or choosing to pick a particular career path or career for your future. So bullying, let me just use the word pressure, or the influences, the undue influence that comes with choosing careers, for your future. So that's basically what comes to my mind. So what are the undue influences? Undue influences can basically come from anybody. We can be pressured, we can be influenced by our surroundings, can be pressured by friends, we can be pressured by our place of worship, we can be pressured by family, we can be pressured by even people who don't know, we can be pressured by social media. But what we see on the internet. Sadly, those are all what comes to mind. Then what makes it, what changes all of this to bully, to the word bullying? It's when you are now being unduly influenced to now follow that particular route or that particular decision that has been made for you. So that is when it turns from being influenced it turns from either being influenced or being encouraged to bullying you into making a particular career choice.
So now let me get this properly. For example, let's take our parents. Our parents have a way of choosing career for us in our time.
Yeah.
I'm not talking about now, coming back in our days. I'm a typical example. My father has always tell me that I was going to be a doctor. And in my mind, so I was royalty. At one point, I got stuck. I got confused. I'm like, I don't know my left from right. It took me a long time for me to be able to find myself again. But let's go back to those days and everything. Should we say our parents bullied us to be what? You could have your own thoughts streamlined in one direction, but because that voice is telling you this is who you're going to be in the future, do you think, does it have a way of, for me, I think it's affected me. seriously, because it's one of those things that made me went for science.
Okay, to take a different route.
Yes, to take a different route. Assuming, like, let me take from an extract from the last discussions we held. Assuming my parents guide me properly, or they really sat down to understand my kind of person and what would
work for you.
Maybe
should have turned out different.
Yes, it would have turned out different.
Okay, so because we're talking about our parents.
Yeah. Parental knowledge.
Yes. And knowing that whatever it is that they were doing was out of a place of love.
Yeah.
Genuine love and genuine interest. So let me not use the word bullying for them. But it is what it is.
Mm-hmm.
It is what it is.
Mm-hmm.
But for them, knowing that, okay, this is not coming from a place of hate, but it's from a place of love, coming from our background then and how the society was at that particular time. Now things have changed. You can make money and you can build a career from different things.
Yeah.
And different profession right now. But then it was quite different at that time. So they probably just wanted us to not make a wrong career choice without knowing the psychological effect it will have on us. So then doing it, they were actually bullying us into doing what they felt or what they believed was in our best interests. But at the end of the day, you will not take the bully out of it. It is what it is. That's why I said that earlier. So let me use the word pressure or unduly influenced us into taking the path career-wise, taking a particular path for our future to decide our career for us. So yes, I believe most of us, like you have rightly said, you give yourself as an example. We were actually bullied, in quotes. We were actually unduly influenced into making choices or decisions into what career paths we would take. So I would agree with that parents played a very huge role in that.
And so that don't take it
wrong. That's why I decided to take the word.
You guys had really, sit down to really, understand my kind of person. Maybe I might have gone ahead and have been an Elon Musk right about now.
Angel, we have parents who did that out of love, and that's probably how they were brought up too. Some of them, maybe it worked out for them. Some of them, they won't really tell you, if I had my way. Just a few of them might mention, if I had my way, this is what I would have done.
Yeah.
This is what brings home money for food and stuff like that. We have some parents who have chosen to live vicariously through their children. And in the whole influencing their children to pick a certain career path, it now becomes, because at a certain stage now, when you now enter it because your parents told you it's good and you started and you're like, okay, I don't think I want to. And then it now becomes a battle between you and the parents and you're going back and forth. And then it's now about, I'm the one paying your school fees. This is it, man. We have parents who have actually done that. We have parents who manipulation. They wished that they did what they are trying to get us to do. So they're trying to live, that's the vicarious living through their child. So in that whole trying to do that, you're forcing your child to do what they don't want to do, especially when they've started and they are sure, okay, I don't want to I really don't want to do this. Let me try something else. And they're looking at, oh, time is not on your side. Oh, you should do this. This is what will bring home what. At the end, although yes, at the end, what we're going to do should be able to bring on some money so we can take care of our responsibilities. There's this thing about you spend so much time doing what doesn't give you a certain feel of fulfillment. Because one day you just wake up and be like, I've been doing this thing for how many years? And I actually hate it. So why am I still doing it? Some people get lost in, okay, let me just satisfy my parents. Maybe they want this, till years have passed and they're like, this is actually what I want to do. And even as adults, even when they want to take certain decisions, they can't even tell their parents. They still can't, because they're like, oh, if they find out, they wouldn't, not that they wouldn't let me, but it's going to cost something. And you would rather still keep them close and you better just shut them out do this thing, let them not know. They are more about, they want to see results. It's all about results. So if I give them results, and maybe they will give me the support because I've done what they wanted me to do. And it has, the decisions that our parents have made has affected people more negatively than they thought it was going to affect them positively, because you have those who have finally woken up and been like, I should have been doing this instead of doing this. And they really don't want to change their minds because they still have that voice over them talking, and their fear is, if I do this one, I won't get that support. Because no matter what, if a child decides all I want to do in my life is to tap palm wine, instead of you worrying about, oh, it's a local business, it will be good for you to show your child that support and find out how you can turn it into something and not look at it from the local man's eye. I think that's another aspect of it, that they can't see more than what they've seen. But you who knows and who has probably done the research and probably has a bigger insight or has an idea to change things, knows that, okay, it's going to start like this, but it's not always going to end like this. But I know that some of them did it out of love. The remaining that would do it because I didn't have the opportunity. I've given you the opportunity. You should take advantage of it, and trying to make them feel bad and ungrateful. That's just on the parent side. We shouldn't even now talk about
outside
influences. Yeah.
All right. So do you think that, let me now pick those moms that are trying to build their dreams through their children. Let me pick those section of people. Do you think that most of the time they emotionally manipulate their children?
Yes. That is like a very huge part of it. It's a psychological thing. God bless you if you have parents who know how to play the mind game. In fact, I believe every African parent knows how to play the mind game.
They do.
They would manipulate you so much that by the time you realize what you're doing, you've gone far into it. Before you come to the realization of your present reality, you have already gone deep into it, that before you find a way out of it, only take the grace of God. So yes, parents do manipulate their children. Again, some out of a place of love. And then you have the remaining 5% who do it because, one, maybe probably to meet up to the societal demand, or, there are different status. Yes, to maintain a yes. So there are different reasons why that 5% would want to do it for selfish reasons. Why the remaining 95% are doing it out of a place of love. Because they know, oh, this my child is stubborn. My mom will tell me, you're a stubborn child. You're a stubborn girl. He's what was. So for her to find a way to get to me, she would want to go like this. I'm your mother, listen to me. It's all manipulation. Oh, I love you. I will not deceive you. They're working. It's a psychological thing. It's a mind thing. They're playing with your mind.
Yeah.
So whether it's out of a place of love or for their personal reasons or personal gains, it's all a mind thing. Finally, manipulation can either be a good thing or a bad thing. So at the end of the day, it can either be good depending on how you use it.
So what you're trying to do, that the pressure can result to be a good thing for the child, or can be a bad thing if you're so unfortunate. So let's talk about those unfortunate ones that, they were being pressurized, they were superimposing parents. Now we're talking about parents. Let's leave parents now. Let's allow the parents to breathe. Let's go back to what we see, like you mentioned in your intro about the technology influence and everything. Or what we see on social media, the influence and everything. So do you think that all these things bring a lot of pressure in choices? Let's talk about children of these days. We see that today, most of this traditional career choice is being relegated to one side. And then the tech is taking a very, very big, profound ground right about now. Do you think that now this is changing the mindset of these 21st century children to think that, okay, so the only way is tech.
Unfortunately, that is the case. And I'll say that's the case because basically the children of these days are being raised by technology. We were influenced by what we were being raised by. Here, our parents, aunties, uncles, we had more connection with human beings than we had with tech.
That's true.
Now, children it's the phones that are teaching them ABCs, 1, 2, 3s, nursery rhymes. We were taught by human beings, actual human beings, either at home or in school or wherever we are at that time. But children these days are practically raised by, you see a 2-year-old operating
iPad
and phones, and though it came when we were old enough to understand these things, but we were not raised that way. So right now, they are being exposed much earlier than they should, even as they are trying to regulate it. But don't trust people to say, oh, you're shielding them too much and what. But the downside is their mind is now narrowed. It's now taken away from the rest of what the world is, because it's not all about tech. Yes, tech is a huge involvement in how the world operates, because the world is a global village.
Yeah,
now.
right.
So if you're operating outside tech, you're actually doing yourself a disservice. But as much as you want to be technologically aware of how things are operating now, you should not forget the reality of the world. You still have those who need to be doctors, who need to be engineers, pilots, bankers, all of those things. Right now, I would say now, because of the state of our economy, a lot of people who studying medicine are only studying to be able to get access to outside the country. It's not about, oh, this is what I really want to do. Even the parents now, their mindset is, oh, let's put you in a career that when it's time for you to leave the country, it's easy for you to leave the country. It's not about even still trying to coach them into something sensible or something that's, okay, this is my child's strength or stuff, something like that. Now, and then when you sit down and you're watching TikTok, Instagram, all you're seeing on TikTok and Instagram, you are not even if you're taking in content from medical doctors and all of that, they have to even coin what they are creating to suit the tech and the algorithm of that platform. So it's not looking, because if you sit down and we should take in lectures the way we usually take in lectures, nobody's going to pay attention to it. But if you see how creative these doctors are in trying to pass information, you see that they are passing this information, the same information they want to pass, but the method in which they are using it is what suits the generation now. You can't sit down for a 30 minutes or 45 minutes lecture. Now, the attention span of people is very short. So TikTok that used to be how many seconds, although they've increased it now, you can't get, and the unfortunate thing, the one that blows my mind is people are getting information. They search for stuff on TikTok, like people search for answers on Google. I just don't know how I can't fathom how that works. I really can't, because I know what I get when I search on Google. And then I'm trying to imagine how it works with TikTok. Like it's just, so now your children are already exposed to these things and they believe this is how life is. This is the world. This is the world because this is how the world is operating right now. This is what's going on right now. See how things have changed. So all those ones they are saying I should go and do is not going to work. So you now even block your ears to those who know that at the end of the day, these things, we watched it come. Though it's improving, it's still going to pass. Something else is going to come. They are not going to see that. Mm-hmm. They are more interested in what they're seeing now. So let's work with what's going on now. So they see people who this is how they're making their money. It's just to sit down and make funny videos or skits, pranks and stuff like that. So and it's so easy for a teenager, 13, 14, 15, 16 to start making money before they clock 20. So that's outside influence is already there and the seed is already planted and all they're thinking about is, oh, maybe this is what I'm supposed to be doing because it's because you can resonate with certain creators. What they create resonates with certain people. They now believe, oh yes, because I have something in common with this person, that means I'm supposed to be doing the same thing. So that's unnecessary pressure. They even put that one upon themselves because it's not even the person who does that. Then those who feel, okay, I think I'm doing the right thing and I'm telling them, if you are thinking of starting a social channel, start now. This is somebody who has already spent years and has
Yeah.
built this thing, and it has used it to build the actual thing they actually want to do. Like, you have gotten money from this. Okay, this is what I actually want to do. But then this is somebody who's trying to find themselves, and then they now see that message and they're like, oh yes, that's a sign. I need to start.
Okay,
This is what I
wait.
want to do. And they wake up and say, I want to be a social media influencer. And you're like, okay, so for how long do you want to be a social media influencer? Because you see, these platforms, they have a time span. And it's either they advance to get better, or as they are trying to advance, it just starts to crash. Because what we're used to now is not what it was when it first came out. Things have changed. So it's only few that are still there. So there, as much as technology is really influencing children these days, but the thing is, they are forgetting that there's still real life out there that it still requires your, let me say in quotes, regular
Orthodox experience.
yes, because the world still functions
Outside all of that.
outside of.
You know, the thing is, before the tech, Orthodox has been there.
Yeah.
And you can't take away the place of the brains that brought about the Orthodox. You understand? So you can't just tell me that, okay, tech. Sometimes, I don't know, maybe because it's our generation, I find it difficult because when I'm looking,
So
I get bored sometimes.
I think tech.
I get bored because I'm not getting the information I really need.
So yeah, tech, you need to, I think there are different, should I say, reasons, for lack of better word, why people, or why this generation tilts towards tech. And I think one of the pressing influence right now would be money. They see it as a means of getting fast money. Yes. So I read somebody's tweet on X recently, and she was like, you don't have a laptop, or you're not into tech, or I'd wonder what you're doing with your life. So that's one now. It's another means of bullying into getting you to think, oh, I'm not doing IT, then what am I doing with my life?
Exactly.
So somebody commented, and I was like, I'm tired of you guys making these young ones feel like 9 to 5, the regular 9 to 5
Yes.
or other profession is inferior to tech now.
Yeah.
So take out 9 to 5, take out bankers, take out doctors, take out nurses, take out even your security man. If everybody decides to carry laptop, how would the world function?
Serious.
So now it's people are unduly influenced to go into tech, not because they love it. Let me say 50% love what they're doing. 50% are actually enjoying it. And then of course you have the benefits of getting paid very well in doing what you love. Why the other 50%? They are just influenced by it. It's a quick, fast way.
Let me just make the money to do what I want.
Yes. So it's not like they love it. They just want the proceeds from it. So a lot of people are now influenced to do tech, not because it's what they love to do, but because
somebody made them feel
them feel inferior, or because I just want to make money very fast. Like Angel rightly said, that TikTok, a lot of people are going into content creating now. It's not because of any other thing. It's because they believe money is coming from there. Another means of making fast money. You see a lot of influencers living flamboyant life on the internet, and you want to be like them. These ones are buying houses today, buying cars tomorrow. And you feel like, okay, once I get myself into content creating, I've blown. So how do I do it? You are not, unfortunately, that is putting pressure on you to believe that the only way you can make it right now is through influencing. If you're not a content creator right now, you're losing out on it.
Yeah.
Oh, you have to do this. You're not doing that. This person just bought a car. This person that just did content creating yesterday just bought a car today. Whether you like it or not, you're being unduly influenced. You're being pressured into getting into that, not because for the love of it, but because you want to blow. Everything right now boils down into money, quick money. Sadly, that's what it is right now.
So will it be safe to say that bullying in career path is not just about the influence from outside? You yourself can be the enemy of yourself.
Definitely. You can. On a norm, our biggest we are our biggest critics to ourselves. So then there's this unnecessary comparison is just there from a very young age, even up until you're old. And for one to even get out of that comparison is to just stay on your own and stop looking at other people. So you see, that comparison is what leads people to think that, oh, if they're doing this and I'm not doing this, then I'm doing something wrong. That kind of thing. When you see your age mates or your peer group, they are doing things that you thought that you should have been doing. Like, I saw something recently. Someone said, you're not angry with your age. You're angry with the fact of where you are at that age, because you probably pictured different. So you're not angry with getting old. You're angry with how things have turned out at that season because you pictured differently. But the unfortunate thing is that we don't even picture ourselves. We're picturing other people. And we're
we're not happy with ourselves
yet. So when somebody says, oh, if you don't have a laptop or a phone, and I'm like, okay, like, can we just put those two aside? Because you're making it look like without those two, you can't function, you can't succeed. And we have people who, if you see the phones, they're not Android phones. It's as good as not having a phone. But the truth is, the phone does the basic functionalities they want it to do. So you cannot say if you don't have a laptop or a phone, it's not going to work, or you're not living life, or if you're 25 and you have not achieved. I'm seeing 20-something-year-olds like having high blood pressure. It's insane. It's insane because you're like, you have your 20s to do whatever, try whatever. You have all the energy because as you are getting older, your body would actually start telling you to calm down. And you're putting unnecessary pressure because other people are saying, I've blown. Why haven't you blown? I'm 25. I'm 26. I'm already a millionaire. Why haven't you? And this is the funniest thing. The older generations that have done it manually, how did they do it? We cannot throw away what they did
at all.
And then say what's happening now we can't throw it. You can merge it because somehow it has to work with how times are. You're not saying you don't want to change, but you're working with the change, but not forgetting how things started. Because if those things didn't exist, what we have now won't exist. So you can't throw that one away and say this is all about it. Everybody who is in tech now, well, those who genuinely are in tech, good luck to them because it's not easy. I'm not a fan of tech because I see the little that they do. But those who have to now think that I should be doing this because there's one free cohort, one place that's coding for women, that and everything, for boys, for students, and you're like, okay, there's school, there's this one. If I'm doing this one with school, and you're now putting yourself pressure, and then all the three two are just talking. So you're listening to so many voices, and you're like, okay, I'm in school. Let me do this one, get my degree, give it to my parents, but I'll be doing this on the side. So by the time I'm done, I have all the time. But by the time you reach a group says you still feel the same way by the time you reach that certain stage. You don't even know. So I think the exposure to tech. Well, that's the downside, unfortunately. But I think that's to be with the individual and not more of, because when you know more of yourself, you're not.
It's not about individual. It's not about the group, the age group. Yeah, you find everybody.
It's amazing if you're doing it because this is what you truly want to do.
Yeah,
it's a different thing, and it's generally encouraged.
While you were speaking, that merging now, so. We have talked about, we know that there is bullying. It is safe to say there is bullying and it's everywhere and it's every day. We can see it. We feel it from one influence from our parents, from our friends, those are married spouse. There is bullying in choosing a career path. But now let's narrow it down. Let's bring it up. Can there be a merger? Can there be a safe place to say, okay, tech, plus the orthodox way of living, the formal way of living, can there be a balance between both? Let's say in the nearest future, or to ease the pressure from yourself, can there be a balance? Can we balance it out? Like, okay, yes, I want tech, but at the same time, I want to get the formal education, the orthodox way of knowing things. Can we push it together?
Without tech, you need formal education for you to be able to access tech or be in the line of tech.
Let's say that because
No, we can
go with tech and they don't have the formal.
no matter what,
You have to basically read.
you have to.
some people.
So you need,
succeed like
you
that.
actually do need the
Of
formal
course.
education
We do.
for you to be able to go that path, to go that route of tech. So the thing is, you cannot take it out of it, whether you like it or not. So there is already a match from the very beginning. For you to learn, you learn it. Learning it's the orthodox way of, acquiring or going through.
Knowledge.
Yes. So you can't take it out of it. So there is already a match in it. Maybe even the content creator, you have to sit down and learn how to do, like Angel rightly said, because if you don't learn how to do it. So personally, I believe that there is already a match. Because whether you like it or not, you need to learn. You need to understudy the process. You need to understudy people. If it's content you want to go through, you need to understudy them and know, okay, this is the path they take. This is it. So whether we like it or not, that is just how it is already. For tech is not just carrying laptop. I have laptop. Am I into tech? I know how to press. No, it's not just it. You need to learn. For the flyers and all those stuff Angel does now, what does she do? She puts herself through hours of going through videos and learning how to do it. So whether we like it or not, there's already a match in it. That's my opinion about it.
Oh, right. Well, you see, the part of understudying someone is what a lot of us take for granted. You feel because I'm doing something you don't know, and I'm seeing, in quote, results, means I know better than you just because what you used to do doesn't work anymore. It's actually, that's not how it works. Okay, like what I'm studying right now. When the guys started writing, like basically if you're in the writing, I'm not talking of film writers now, just generally in the writing industry, authors who make books. And in those days, you have to spend God knows how many months writing a book. After you finish writing your manuscripts, you now start submitting them to different publishing houses. And it's the one that whoever finds it interesting will be like, okay, I think we can publish your book. And them deciding to publish your book doesn't mean that you have made any profits. It's just like, oh, I think what you have would make sense. So let's take a shot. And then if you now make it, that's when sales now come. And then if depending on how well it does, it's that whether people want to translate it into different languages. But that was the old ways of doing things. Now, how tech has affected it is you don't have to wait to do that. You can actually be self-published. You can write your book and just throw it out there. You can put it on your social media platform. I wrote a book about this. Go and buy it on Amazon. It has worked for a lot of people. And now, right there, it's like, if your book is good, you make money. If your book is not good, you don't make money. You try again. You're not waiting for a publishing house. Publishing houses still work because now it's all about the name of the publishing house. Because if they decide, oh, we saw that your book was, let's pick it up and not only just publishing it, it's in hardback cover. We're going to expose it to other countries and see if they can be translated. So the old school way is still working, but they've already built a ground that to the point that if you now add it to what you're doing, it's only going to make it bigger. But right now, it's easier. It's easier because you're not waiting to sit down months in one cave and then you write and then submit. All you have to do is you're writing on Instagram, you're writing and creating scripts for YouTube, you're writing on Medium, you're writing on Quora, you're writing on Twitter, you're writing on LinkedIn, you're exposing yourself on different social platforms where people are already there. So they can already see you from wherever you are to wherever you're going to. And you build people who will be like, okay, so you want to produce this. Oh, we're going to buy it because you've been giving us things like that. There are so many platforms for even people who write fictional books. There was one I just found out that there's a platform for fictional writers, and because she kept writing, she got about 1 billion views. A publishing house took her book, put it in different languages. A film house came out to the book and they are now rewriting it to suit a movie production. So you didn't used to get that like that before. It wasn't like that. That's what technology has done. But you still cannot throw away the orthodox way of doing things because it's like you're saying you still need it because it's the orthodox way that would still pave the way for you to even do better things.
All right. you've had it all. Whatever you do in life, you need orthodox background. You need orthodox way of discerning, of learning. And you that you are in tech, please, if you are just there because everybody is there, don't put yourself under undue pressure. Don't kill yourself. Go back. Go and learn if you need to learn and improve on your skill. And you'll be a better person tomorrow. Just know that the take from this talk show is, first, there is bullying in career paths. It's either you are the architect of your own misfortune or somebody is by the side whispering in your ear. But for you to be able to come out of it, you need to understudy yourself, know who you are, know what you are, know what you want to be, and start taking step in learning on how to be that person you want to be. I want to say a very big thank you to the ladies, Angel and Cynthia.
Thank you, guys.
So thank you and God bless you.
Bye.